Hey guys, here with Coach Muggle as well as Luna for the translations here. You know, you saw Trace Esports perform very well in groups. Was there a concern about Trace maybe reaching a new level, or is this going about as what EDG would have expected?
那其实，在小组赛的时候就可以看到 TE 他们的发挥其实是非常棒的。那在今天的比赛之前，会不会担心说他们的实力和之前相比更上一层楼了，会给你们一些出乎意料的表现？
我其实挺害怕他们选那种没有露过的地图，但是他们还是选了他们一直在练习的地图。这张图他们很强，但是他们的范本很多，让我们很好针对。所以今天图池是这种图池的话，我感觉就还好。
I think I was really scared they will choose some maps we didn't expect they will choose, but still the old maps.
Yeah.
So we have lots of POAs to see. We have lots of examples for us. So maybe if the map pool is that, we don't consider that much.
Got it. Well, hey, look, EDG looked fantastic. Congratulations on the win. Back to you guys.
The fact that he said that he was a little bit scared, there was one little bit of scariness even that he could have felt, but this is the thing though, they didn't show it at all on the server.
I think you have to be seeing their recent form and how good Trace have looked thus far. But this looked just like those regional matches. It went back to EDG's team fighting, dominating throughout, knowing the ins and outs of these setups that Trace brought.
Yeah, and speaking of that, it's time for the HyperX Reflex moment of the day, and this one goes to Chichu on the side of EDG. And what a start to this map, Kakuka.
I think it's so important to understand that when you're playing against Trace Esports, especially here on Bind, you have to understand what their composition is lacking. You can take advantage of this timing, because since they do not have the Viper, if you put pressure over through long, this kind of picks become possible. And also the fact that the spacing is so bad in this situation. The trading comes in so late. Even with Chicho having this performance, we see Trace using those 2 timeouts at in that first half. They're trying to find a stop to this. They go more aggressive, and EDG has the response to that. They say, okay, you want to go fast? You want to break our timings? You want to go for the duels? We will go there.
Trace's strongest suit is when they're getting to play their set stuff, when they get to play the set retakes, go for these plays they have cooked up around the deadlock. Where they really struggle is when things get a little bit sloppier, when they're playing in the mid-round and have to rely a lot more on the individuals than on the team fighting. And that's exactly what EDG exploited in this game. Playing these really slow rounds, figuring out exactly where that gap is, and then just blowing the round open and beating them with better individuals and better synergy between the team.
Yeah, and this is where things are going to get scary on the side of Trace, because after Bind, if we take a look at the next 2 maps, if they want to do this, they got to beat EDG not just on Sunset, Kakuka, but Lotus as well.
Yeah, but you need to take things one step at a time, right? You need to delete what happened on that first half. Yes, there was some adaptation, but you were struggling a lot. Now you need to focus on that Sunset. And to me, one of the pivotal changes is EDG bringing in that Neon. I think that it was a great showing that we had during the first match. The impact that an agent like Neon can have, and how versatile you can turn it to be, even when you think it's reached its cap, you can always take it further. And I feel that it suits EDG so well. Like they've grown very confident when they're using it.
And you can see the record here. Trace is yet to beat EDG on this map thus far. They've played it in so many of those BO3s.
Every single one of those BO3s.
Yeah, and they've beaten them every single time. This is the comfortable territory for EDG. And we started today talking about the possibility of a change-up in the Dynasty, in the CN region, EDG falling off. No, they are in control. This looks just like it did back at home, and there's no indication it'll be different. Today? I did.
Okay. You know what I think is even crazier is that in those 3 times where EDG and Trace went up against each other on Sunset, it was Trace that picked Sunset every single time, and they never learned their lesson.
But there is a reason to that. If you look at the times that they've played against each other in that map, the first 2 are extremely close. We're talking about overtime. We're talking about taking it to the limit. Anybody could have won that. But the last one, with that Neon, that was a different business.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what Coach Destroyer on the side of Trace Esports has to say. He's standing by with Golden Boy ahead of map 2.
Hey everyone, GB here once again. We got Coach Destroyer alongside with Luna for the translations here. You have played Sunset against EDG quite a bit. Are we going to see anything different this time around? Because I know in those other times it's been a losing effort. So is there going to be anything new from Trace to get them into map 3?
我们都知道在日落之城这张图上，其实和 EDG 交手过非常多次了嘛，但是可能之前就是并不是一个好的结果。那今天能不能看到一些新的东西、不一样的东西，能够帮助你们拿下这些图，并且进入到图3的呢？
我们肯定是准备了新的东西的，因为这图在这个赛场上面也输了2次，然后大家就等着看吧。
Of course, we've got preparation. Yes, we lost 2 times, but just wait and see what we got.
All right, well, we're looking forward to seeing it. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Back to you guys.
I mean, this is the thing. He not just spoke about what happened against EDG, but the fact that they play Sunset already here as well. And he was saying that they have to change things. They have to bring new things. And I agree with him. I think if they don't, this is looking like a 2-0 EDG.
But the question is, what are they going to change? What can you prepare in this short amount of time?
Maybe changing the duelist. I think that especially with the examples that you've had here, you can take those small pieces that will maybe give you some leverage.
And the issue is that EDG looks really well drilled on this map. They've been playing this Neon comp that you were mentioning earlier that they brought out at home and have shown here. Their last game against PACIFIC looked lights out on this map. Kong looks super comfortable on the Neon. They're really good at picking up the pace and finding these early timings for openers and then super well set up, especially in the post spawns in the late round. And we got a little spoiler there. It looks like maybe switching over to that Sova, over to that Raze, but is that enough to stay in this series?
Yeah, I mean, maybe the new stuff comes on the server.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that the surprise has to come obviously from the side of Trace Esports. I think that they need to pick up what they were doing on the bike, trying to pace things up. I think that with their composition, they have to be very explosive, but Simon had a very first map. Kankan is feeling unreal. Even with the operator missing some of the shots, I feel like the freedom that he feels, how well supported he is by every single one of their players, even when he's playing the Neon. I mean, it's a perfect combo for EDG.
If someone was to be a hero, I think it would be Feng on this attacking side.
Sorry. First day, maybe. First day.
That's a terrible pun. Let's just start the game.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I had a great setup as well, talking about narratives and all that jazz, but Pansy and Steel, let's just start the game.
I'll do my best. I'll press the button. We should be going in like 5, 4, 3, 2... Yeah, nailed it. Look at that. Look at that. I'm on it. Thanks,
transition.
Nice one, production. I'm with you there. But let's kind of bring this back into focus. Sunset is a stronghold for EDG. This is a good map for them. They've looked fantastic. Kong looks great on the Neon. It's all looked wonderful. And we started the day and this game, and I guess map 1, by discussing those win cons for Trace. What do they need? And sadly, after map 1, I'm worried for them now, because that's got to be a blow to the confidence. That's got to bring them back down to earth, going, well, we had a great start here in internationals, but maybe we've just met our maker.
Fang going into B, actually catching the timing almost. Chichu putting him down, though. Was trying to, see what was going to happen there at the start of the round. As I was about to say, Trace need to hit back hard. They need to, what does that mean? Mechanically, they are not hitting the shots. They're not getting the trades that they need to get, and already not off to a good start right now. They have those set game pieces, and they're not getting any space with it at all. So they're going to have to start rolling in the dirt a little bit more, trying to get into these mid-round situations where they don't really excel, but catching teams off guard. They caught Lev off guard the same way. So if they can make that happen against EDG as well, force these mistakes, an ill-timed push perhaps.
The paranoia. Do they overextend for this? Oh, the stun's good though. The stun. Oh!
Mistakes?
Cosmetic, I mean, question mark. But still, there's confidence with EDG. They're still going to take a body with him. Simon going to be noted on the site. Paranoia in towards him, trying to maybe slow that down with a flash. Kai's going to take him away. That's the site. I want to say secured. Until then, nobody building back in through from elbow.
30 seconds left.
A little bit of a standoff here. Great shot from nobody. No respect given. And now a 1v2, and there's a firing squad waiting. He's like, well, I didn't get the spike, and now I've got a frenzy. Probably not what I fancied. Right.
Can line them up, though.
There we go. That one's better. We'll give this a go.
10 seconds left.
But Chichu and nobody, they ain't moving, and they're not giving an inch. Smoke finally back on, but time is gone.
No confidence there. He had more than 15 seconds. Doesn't want to swing with the frenzy. Gets the ghost. Doesn't even want to commit to a fight there. Trying to get that pre-fire, hoping to hit a headshot there. But you need to have way more confidence going into this game. If you want to be able to have a chance here, you can't be trying to kind of like, I'm going to take this peek.
And I like what we were seeing at the start.
The start was great.
Punished.
The start was great, okay? You get punished, unlucky, but
30
you have that
seconds
killer
left.
instinct, you're taking that timing, you're going for it. If you're able to do that and also convert the kills, you have a chance into the game. But if you do what we saw at the end there, you don't. Also, if EDG tries to press the issue like that again, try to overextend a little bit, that is the mistake that, you know, if they continue to do that, Trace has a chance.
But I feel like EDG are just kind of making it hurt a bit more, trying to be almost overconfident, take some of these fights. Big info found there. Nobody's in danger. He's going to be shut down on. How is he still alive? Kangkang's still going to bail out at least a little of this. Nobody does fall, but EDG still with favorable numbers after what felt like actually a big opportunity. Chichu's taking a fight on CT. It's scrappy. This is messy Valorant we're seeing. But
shaken right now.
I really want to see them kind of overcome the fear of facing EDG. It feels like a different team. You look at Trace before against arguably incredibly strong opponents. Again, I don't think anyone's going to discredit Vitality or Lev for the danger they pose. Individually, pound for pound, they're a scary side. But Trace look just totally different here. I want to see them build up that confidence, back themselves in these fights, lose that fear of a name, and start getting some confidence beside them. This isn't a bad round, bear in mind. If they get one more, this could be really good for them.
Even damaging the shields would be a little bit of a win.
That'd be lovely. We take
30
those.
seconds left.
Couple of smokes to play with.
But going
too
slow, yeah, I mean,
position here. He sat so deep. He's not letting that classic really have much of an opportunity.
Cover going out.
15 seconds. Right, 3 survive.
if I'm Trace, if I can somehow get telepathically connected to them.
Okay.
This is what
Josh,
you do.
the coach,
if
he's
you're,
coming in.
If you're ever against a team and whatever your game plan is doesn't work, if you know what their game plan is, take a page out of their book, use it against them. So EDG on their attack side would probably wait a little bit, try to see what's going on at A by doing a little bit of pressure. If they get the kill, they take A. If they don't, they convert back in through middle and try to end with a market split. If Trey starts to do these B splits through market, if A's not looking like it's viable, that might be their opening here. But starting up, breach stun ready in case there's any sort of aggression. It's a bonus round for EDG. They're already a map up. Defense on their side choice, on their map choice.
Here comes the aggression. Kung Kung, oh! Sent back this time. Big first pick there.
Cosmetic stun. Second time sliding at the enemy and getting taken out by stunned individuals.
But I like that though. If Trace can keep that up, deal with this aggression, quell it, put it back in line, then they can play a more standardized game. Until that point, they're not going to be allowed that freedom. But already, nobody's filling that space. He only has the go, so why not? Take a risk and take all of this. It frees up Simon for, you know, getting real, I guess, stuck in towards A. You can see the rotation from Smoggy. One way's back up. This gets very difficult. They've got a good read here.
The stun can't come up any sooner right now. Hebe, he just got it off. Cooldown. It needs to be perfect. They need to get everything off properly because the stack's already in. The flank is right here behind the trip. Is the communication going to be perfect?
3-2 split and away we go. Bianca going to be the first man forward. Chichu says goodbye and Kai turns around. He notes there's pressure. He notes something went wrong. He reads it well. Smoggy though can only do so much and they survive. They get past the first hurdle, they get around on the board, but it was a bonus.
The problem with a sight on defense is even if you have the perfect read, you're closing the gap from the behind, it doesn't matter because there's nowhere you can really play or hide from those breach util stuns, the aftershock, the smokes are going up on spawn, on the main, on the link as well. So yeah, you can stack it, but really, is it going to do anything for you? Not here, not now. Trace looking to pick up a second round going into this first gun round of the game. Starting on this attack side, EDG feeling really confident going into this game. We've seen it, Hong Kong going aggressive. But here, just a normal default opening, both teams trying to kind of gauge the temperature of the room, see what's going on. A little bit of fake pressure from EDG, securing that A space. Smoggy with the one-ways is gonna keep the space by himself. Trap slowly getting dealt with by Trace. Getting into position where they can explode if they want to, but also controlling this middle. Market door was closed. Looks like a 5-man group at this point.
Chichu can reinvest that as well though, took it back in time. Information exchange, it's starting to build towards the B site. Everything going in. Kangkang already going to find one. There's the reinvestment of it. Going to force them to put bodies on the line to clear their way in.
No more shocks to deal with this trip as well. He's going to commit his body, but he finds Chichu.
That could be the goer.
That could be the big opening. 2 walking out middle right now.
But if this man is here, if Kangkang is still here, there's still space to be had. But I like this lean towards top middle. It brings into question Simon as well. He's going to have to keep track of that potentially, but it is an opening. It's an opportunity. And Trace going to take it with both hands here. They've got the timing right, and nobody's starting to question it. Starting to think about it, but he didn't think it'd be that close. But Kangkang can divide, and Conker looking for a follow-up. He's got it.
That's it.
That's the spike down. 15 seconds. He just needs to live. Can he be the one to secure this? I think he can. 3 in the round. He wants a bit more. He gets every single one of them.
And don't come back. Go, go, go.
Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Kangkang understands.
So good.
Understands the situation. He's getting flanked from the back lines. Finds 2 in front of him. That's the spike. Clears in. Pushes into the main. Takes it down because you don't want to get split on from 2 different directions. You got to get in their faces and just alleviate that pressure. He takes them out from the front, turns around and deals with the flank. And that's going to be really just hard for Trace to be able to swallow that situation. They actually didn't have a bad plan there.
No, it seemed good. It seemed good, but there is one man that you don't want to face in those, and it's him. Massive amounts of info of that too. These sheriffs, these stingers. Pray and they work out, but everybody's here. EDG bringing all the players over. Flash and a push potentially. The spam's enough. Simon takes away BNK. Plant is in though, so Trace at least going to get some comfort, but I say that because it's going to be taken away in a second. The paranoia goes in, and Kangkang flashed up. That's huge. Maybe a chance. Kai's still alive. Kangkang's still alive. Ah, maybe I spoke too soon. As Kai now needs to pull off a miracle. A 1v3 here. Position, timing. It's so good! Just not good enough.
He was body shotable as well from the Sheriff. That could have been a huge play, a good swing for Trace to be able to get back in mentally with their confidence as well.
Oh, that could have been everything.
So close, but close isn't good enough. They need to be able to be shooting back, all of them, on an individual level. Right now, it's not everybody that's posting up the numbers. Right now, EDG is feeling so confident. They're getting these spam kills through the smokes. They're knowing exactly where they need to position themselves for what's happening from Trace.
Stack there.
Yeah.
Before they even fully hit. As I said, it feels like Trace have left their book just open on the table, but that was so close for Kai. And that's got to be a real gut punch in the end.
Revealing area.
4-1 though. This buy means everything.
Rolling Thunder available. The darts going in early, the shocks going in early. This is pressure that we haven't really seen. Try to disarm some of the things, but it's not good enough. EDG, they still have the camera in B main. They're early drone re-clearing through middle. They spot someone. Maybe at the bottom of the mid. Drone goes down though. That's good information for EDG though. Holding the setup. Trace still have that Rolling Thunder. They need to invest it perfectly into this round. Even split, waiting for some sort of re-aggression from EDG off the back of that drone, off the back of this quiet, just lull in the round at B main. And here they go, deciding that it's going to be actually back towards B with this mid insert. They have that teleport from the Omen to get info if they need it. Confirm some info. That camera. It's going to catch some info. So the speed up comes from the attackers.
And again, slip back towards CT. You're going to have to give up the site. That's not a surprise. Kai has to go big here. First step taken and it's good. Smoggy going down is important. Kangkang quick to it though. Takes away the mid pressure. Lets the rest of the team now build back in. He's focused towards B main. 2 potential victims. He can't find either. Hebe holds the line and they can focus back towards CT. EDG this time being held at the gate. That's much better from Trace. This is what we were asking for. Pressuring through middle. Utilizing those ults well, and they could do with a clean round. Let's see if they can keep as many players up as possible. They can. 4 still standing. This is what the doctor ordered.
This is a side of Trace we haven't been seeing either. On their bind, they did it one round that was sort of like this, where they try to do a little bit of this fake pressure towards one site and then go back, let the round simmer a little bit, and then do something else. We don't see that really boiled into their plans at all, where they have these misdirection openings, try to disarm traps, try to insert a player, and then end with their game plan. Right, everything so far has been just straight up 5-man this, 5-man that, maybe 4-man this, 4-man that with Kai on alert. But now he's inserted before anything else happens and disrupts that middle, that retake through middle.
It's going to humble the economy of EDG. Sheriff's Ghosts and a classic for Simon.
Here.
So we're trying to see a massive opportunity to get some consecutive rounds. So once again, the B side looking like the focus, at least to begin with. Be careful though. Sheriffs can do damage.
The defender's Hunter's Fury is available as well. Perfect time dart could change the tides a little bit here. The attackers taking their time, not trying to run into any traps, and the firing squad out middle as well, waiting for that rotation to come in. Market door still closed. So Trace calls the audible, understands what's happening. Sova's been spotted, Cypher's been spotted.
Oh, but the reclear, really well timed. Again, EDG good at this. And they can take more risks.
Yep.
But still, taking the long rotation around, kind of implying they're aware the top mid could have a player inserted. So Kangkang will get to the A site at the right time.
Nobody uses his Hunter's Fury in the back line if he thinks he could get a collapse, but he might actually find one here. Doesn't know about the second one. Could get caught easily, make it a 4-on-4.
Surely you play forward into this, you do. Nobody goes down, but they know what's going on here. BNK trying to find his man too, doesn't get it. Chichu on the punish, time running low, and they look to pivot. Do they run back? Heibe's got to make his mind up here.
Loking can run to B and then ultimate and collect the spike from his teammate if he drops it. If he needs to do that, there he goes.
There it is. Gotta go now, 10 seconds. This is still so close. Spike collected. And there's the support. Heibe gonna catch one on the way through. Deny Simon. Now down to a 1v2, but it's Smoggy and Chichu alive. Plants in, he knows he's not B main. Oh, this is really difficult with the ult. Everything on top of this one. He's got a fair fight on Chichu, but look who's behind him.
Stick it, maybe?
I mean, he could. Smoggy definitely could.
What?
Oh, no!
All that.
To end like that.
Thrifty.
No more.
That is just there needs to be a timeout off the back of this because that is so depressing. They did so many things. They're right.
So many things right.
Once they realized, I mean, it could have been tightened up with the timing of everything, getting back to A after doing all that space, all that pressure towards B main. They had middle for a really long time. But once they saw, hey, this is a stack, 20 seconds left in the round, switching out that spike to get collected by the Omen and that 2 versus 3, really well played. But coming down to these rounds, you can tell that he is just feeling under the pressure at the moment. We saw it on pistol round as well, just so scared to take these fights and commit to the duels, and he's not hitting his shots as well. So a valiant effort, and we're seeing something a little bit different, but we're not seeing anything different enough from Trace at the moment. EDG is still in control.
Yeah, very much so, and that was a Moscow Thrifty too. That's scary, in fact. Even though it was that close and it, super exciting, big opportunity for Trace, they were up against Sheriffs and Ghosts and some fortuitous timing, some well-made timing by EDG. Again, I've got to give credit for EDG for kind of clearing out space and taking it so well and kind of understanding the ebb and flow of the game. Just kind of, retaking over towards that B main space or kind of hitting that flank perfectly timed in towards middle. Yeah, probably didn't expect the additional Omen to be sat there in tiles, fair enough. But still, the way they play is very, very, very heads up, well-timed. For Trace, you were right about the timeout, and I think we saw why. I think it's get everyone on the same page, kind of reset the mental a little bit there, because that 1v2 was very winnable.
It was a 2v3 before that situation, but Heibe unable to convert his kills over at middle. And the off-up for Kangkang.
Insult to injury, salt in the wound, potentially. A million different ways to put it, but they get stronger and stronger as the game goes on. And a faster pace look towards pressuring top middle, but it will be noted.
Drone reclear, spots just the one. Maybe assume 2 though. The convergence though, at middle, Kangkang there with the off.
This is pretty pressure though. Chichu gonna spot a barrel and takes away Kai. They're gonna know about the additional player, but Kangkang is still holding control here. Loking has a lot of work to do, 4 more players and he's surrounded. Not gonna happen. I'm worried they're capitulating here, Josh. I'm worried they're running out of steam.
A few rounds ago, I was pointing out how you just take a page out of the opponent's book, try to do these market splits, but right now, it's just so disjointed. You lose that first player to that operator out at B main. You're stealing mid back from them, which is good. But again, once this market hit comes, look at the spacing here. Look how everyone is one by one, going through a one-way cage. No trades in play. It is just not tight enough from Trace. The ideas might be there, but the execution is far from being even remotely acceptable.
It feels like you can't escape Kangkang now. Again, right place with that operator here.
And even if he's not, he can sprint to the right place before you can go and do whatever.
Yeah, so a heavy hitter this round, at least for Trace, would be Hebei. Hero rifle. Everyone else on the Sheriffs.
It's going to be Showstopper next round as well.
Oh. Maybe that could help, but clutching at straws, it feels like. Kai. It looks like death awaits around that corner, so maybe desist.
Holding for the regress. Ultimate orb still towards B. Feng can get it. Get a Showstopper on this round if they feel like it's necessary to invest it. Try to get this round going. But he's positioned outside A right now, so kind of getting this split pressure at the moment. Kai revealed off that knife. And because it's just the Lurker, it's just the Cypher there, we're seeing that rotation. Kong with the op all the way back towards B. That drone going out B main is going to make them think even more that it's going to be a B hit. But Trace actually taking back to A. We haven't seen this side of Trace yet.
They'll double fake here, double pump back towards A. But there is a closing window of chance.
They got it, yeah.
They've got to kind of make a go of this now. The knife's almost back up in 5 seconds.
That's
and
an opening.
Kai's taken down Simon. They should go off this one. They've got the info off the back of the hat as well. They know what's there. The site is available, 13 seconds. Careful though, that plant could have been precarious, but it should be secure. Hebei, you're gonna get the job done. 5v4. And Kang. Oh, they just crossed back through to it. That felt a little bit blasé. You can't be taking those sort of crosses here. Once that smoke dissipates, it's game back on, but Hebei, told you he was the hero with the rifle, but Kang is just clearing everyone. 3 in the round. And just 1 remains. The beast from the east strikes again. You can't get past him.
Trace finding just the smallest of margins to be able to get into the round. And right when they think that they're about to convert it, Kong is here to remind them of reality. But these fights could be so much better for Trace. Again, it's not about the ideas right now in some of these rounds, it's the execution. Yeah. Had they all peeked together off the back of the stuns and the flashes from the breach, they move together, fine. But right now, everything's 1 by 1, and that's the perfect opportunity for Kong to be able to capitalize with his operator. Get one, get that next round in the chamber. Continuously take them out, and 7-2 is the lead for EDG. Feng with that Showstopper. We've been talking about it. Hebei went off of his Rolling Thunder as well. But again, EDG not feeling the pressure. Camera still up in B main. Nobody not fearing anything. He's re-clearing B main. Op posted up on A as well. And the walk right back into it.
How'd you clear this angle? You got to put util to it, or you're going to probably put your life on it. That's how you opt to go for it. Just the owl drone. He's not really falling that far. And knowing him, he'll probably walk back if he fancies it.
They're also worried about Simon's ultimate as well to cancel out that Showstopper.
Look at this, they've got space on both sides here. Nobody's got to be careful. Could get closed down on. And is Kang to fall, so do they turn around? No, they're going to carry on in this direction. 3 players on this side of the map though. Nobody could have been caught in no man's land, but no, the one-way goes up for Chichu. Denies the springboard forward, going to get the info off the hat. And BNK better be on red alert. Nobody's feeling hungry for this.
Oh, the timing!
Oh, and he's ready to
wait, no shot.
He's got everything he wants. It was on a platter, it felt like. And they're just so confident, Josh. They keep going for this. Oh, they're in trouble. They're getting held at the door. 20 seconds out. They're faltering. They're falling. And Simon waiting for more.
No.
It's Chichu. EDG running through Trace like it's nothing.
we might be seeing that second timeout being burned in the first half again. Yes. Trace, they need something going. Right now they have some ultimates, but again, it's these mid-round situations. You have Kong from the front lines getting in the faces, and nobody just slipping in the back, understanding, hearing all the rotations and understanding how the rotation is going to go. Trace not doing a good enough job of taking space, leaving players to punish their aggression, and then actually going somewhere else. They've tried it before, but they've tried it at the opposite site that they need to do it in.
No timeout used here, so back in with the Stingers. They've got the Rolling Thunder with Hebei.
You got the Cypher trips over on A, and you've got all of B main on the side of the fence, and Kong's already setting up the fourth player with that operator all the way towards A.
They're in the right place, they're at the right time. And Trace, I mean, this isn't good enough yet. Hebei yet will catch Chichu, but it feels just like a consolation kill. Kong is here. Nobody had controlled the entirety of the rest of the map. Yeah, he's taken damage, but he held that B site just fine. Kai would have to go nuclear to give him a third now.
I don't even know if he's going to be a stick of like dynamite, let alone nuclear at the moment.
I mean, what are you meant to do at these points? They're struggling. Nice towards nobody. It's not really a safe weapon to pick up though, and again, keep in mind where the spike is, right? So you've got 38 seconds to get all the way over. Got to get past Kong with the operator.
He's twirling this really nicely though.
And that's the main thing, right?
That is
30 seconds left.
Absolutely. He might catch this timing. If these guys aren't aware of this, this is a pretty quick movement around. He's got time to actually let this round develop as well.
I mean, how much time does he have though? Looking where the spike is and then having to get all three. Hello. Oh, does catch Kong. And now we're getting into a more interesting part of the round, but 8 seconds now. It felt like it was just going to end this well. Fated almost to close down, held on to.
Last round
They're just not getting what they need here. There's only so many ways we can put it. The map control has been firmly with EDG. They've been pushing nobody in towards their B main early. Control. They've had a full read.
I hate sounding like a broken record, but again, it's the same formula, it's the same recipe in this round. We see Fang going out. He still has his teammates that has certain abilities, Rolling Thunder, Paranoia. He goes out alone, he gets put down, no one else to trade him. We're seeing Kong going aggressive right after he gets that opening kill, picking up a couple more kills. It's like every round is the same thing. And stealing B main with the op this time.
A little adjustment, but same level of threat. Aldrone pretty good for this, but does he get to evade it? I think he does. Careless. And that's what it costs you. Bianca going to be going down. Fang going to try and pick up the pace through market, maybe a chance, but no, nobody's got their back. Everything's in place. EDG, large and in charge. There is no breaking this team. And for Trace, they are just outmatched here. There's only so ways we can say it.
Can't break the team, they can barely break a trip.
Yeah. A valiant attempt, but Kai now, it's done. EDG, so in control. As I said, this is, if anything, a demonstration of why they are #1 in the region. You thought map 1 might have been a one-off. It certainly is not. Full control, full power, the prowess out of control.
Red Bull gives you wings.
But we're not on camera. Well,
10-2. It's been a masterclass from EDG, showing how to play as the favorite, to win your game, win your map, show your dominance. And my God, have they? Only 2 rounds claimed for Trace.
doing it in style as well. We haven't seen this sort of, I mean, we've seen this sort of aggression. It hasn't been working all the time for EDG. It's been forcing them to play a different play style in the previous matches to get to this point here. But coming in with that 2nd seed, going against Trace, who had that #1 seed coming into the playoffs here, this is looking like it's flipped on its head. Trace.
What do you do? What do you do?
Start with the pistol. The same scoreline from the last map of Bind. Start with that pistol. Start building that lead. But you have to play perfect. Not near perfect. Perfect. Otherwise, EDG, they've been looking so strong, so aggressive, and right now, probably so explosive.
Looks like it's made by design. We go back in. Strong look here in the first half of the 2nd map. 10 rounds, double digits right off the rip. We get to witness the approach. Clear-cut look towards the B site here. And they get the access they want. It's mostly a hold towards market. So a little bit of a contest on the cross, but not too much. They should be able to get a plant here, but see if there's maybe a pre-take.
The Lurk Smoke is definitely going to give them the space to do it.
Yeah, Bianke, he's out. And Kungung's fallen. This is good. This is actually a little bit of a tester here. Maybe a taste of things to come. But there's maybe where it stops. EDG digging in their heels. But Simon's down low, 4 HP. And he's got 3 players. Not going to happen. They are off to the start they need. They get the first in the 2nd half.
And Trace picking up that pistol. We talked about that. How it's a must-do. Not to get nitpicky, but they're playing the retake from market. What is the purpose of sending that Sova Dart in that early before they can capitalize on it? That was gone 10 seconds before his teammates were able to get there. Had they waited, they had that Lurk Smoke from the Omen to get out market. The rest of the team is going to be coming through this spawn choke point after that attacker smoke dissipates. That would be the perfect timing for that Dart to come in so that they can start making their way into the site. But being used that early, not being able to find any opportunities to get a kill off of it, this could be the not perfectness that they need to be able to do. I'm just making up words at the moment.
Not perfectness.
Not perfectness.
Wordsmiths, we are.
You know, every word is made up technically.
Wow, so deep. This round, though, we're going to have classics and a ghost. So for EDG, you're looking at any danger to be achieved or any damage, but hey, babe. Damn, all right.
4.
Spike down.
Get your ace.
Get your ace. Let the man, Bianke.
Okay.
Bianke.
Let him get an ace.
Let him cook. Even body blocking, that's crazy now. If
Now
you've done it, there we go.
Kai is a good teammate. Kai,
Jumping out
hopping
there,
in, knife
no
out.
trade me.
I'll find him for you, trade him.
I'm great.
It's confidence. I know it sounds silly, but you're clutching at straws at these points as well. You need those small boosts. They make you at least feel like you're in the game because they've been dictated to up until this point. And thankfully, we've got the beautiful replays here as we do get a bit of a Prius moment at the start there. But love you, Prius.
No comment.
Look, I've got to get at least one Prius jab in, otherwise, contractually, I'm not on point. But as it stands, this is the first test. First big danger, buy round coming in for EDG, bonus for Trace.
And we've seen this from EDG in previous series. Once they get stalled out at A, this is when they transition to that mid to B through market. That is the area that's not being defended by Trace at the moment. So it's on Trace to decide how are they going to deal with this? Are they going to pivot in time?
Bianke going to have to deal with a lot coming his way already. Going to be trying to fall back towards CT. He's got support there. Heibei by his side, shoulder to shoulder. Gungung has gone down. And now they look to fall away again. So a little bit of a push and pull here from EDG. Trace aren't falling for this completely. I'm a little bit worried if they overextended there, but no, they're holding the ground they've been given at least.
Very precarious position here in this 4-on-4, and Trace going aggressive. Will they find him though? Nobody.
Whoa. He was so low on HP though. They were clutching at anything they could. So now they've felt pressure across the map a little bit, still in middle, but no, it's mostly through main. Fung still going to be on the back of the site by back pillar, supported by Kai now, peeking through on the cage. That's perfect. Follow-up paint shot could have been huge. Don't let this one slip. You have such a great chance here. Don't let it go to waste, and they don't. Fung holds the line. They convert their bonus, exactly what they needed.
It's like they're following the script from the previous game. All they need is EDG to win around here, Trace to pick up the next one, something like that.
Something like that.
But right now, Trace, they have that Rolling Thunder off the back of Hebei getting that ace on that second round here. But good adjustments. I mean, we're seeing the same pattern, the same flow of everything. EDG getting stalled out at A, calling for that audible for the mid to B. Trace, though, staying a step ahead of it. So maybe they've done their homework a little bit. It's all on them to continue this momentum.
Hebei, Rolling Thunder there, you're going to have, I think there's one from the Showstopper too for Feng, so that could be massive for them. Oh, careful now though, don't get too close. Send them running, sure, but you don't want to be losing rifles here, giving that over. That could be danger. And Kang reminds you why. Rattles off a shot to the brain of Hebei. They're still looking for, why are they so close?
Why are they fighting this still?
I don't know, and maybe we'll find out now. It felt too risky for it, but they are rewarded. But God, they played that dangerously.
That was so dangerous. And had they been winning those types of situations? Sure. But right now, they haven't been, and I was feeling so nervous for them. 4-on-1, Smoggy. You were highlighting him earlier. Damage is good.
Yeah, but the setup, not going to get around it. So,
it's good to show this flash of confidence, though. The fact that they're waiting in those kind of like, I'll hang on this side, you hang on that side, we go for our kills, we actually take these fights. Granted, it was against an eco. Maybe it's like a false sense of confidence there. But it's good to see that they're still in the game, because this is not the end of the world, the end of the road for them if they lose here, right? But it's important for them that they stay mentally engaged in this tournament, that if they go into the lowers, that they know that it's not just like one-sided knockout, that they're just getting pummeled, that they have a chance to fight back. We saw them come to here in the first seed, so they can take out these big teams. But if they get crushed here, it might crush them for the next match. They need to just min-max how many rounds they can get here, even if they do end up losing.
Yeah, spot on. Now, we've got a couple of ults very nearby. Simon, I think, is one off from his, obviously on the KO. 2 away for Kang. Nobody 2 up from the Hunter's Fury, and the Hats was there, but not really an instigator. On the other side, the Rolling Thunder still in hand for Hebei. Had that in the last round. I mean, Showstopper 1 off, 2 away for VNK. So a couple of these ults really nearby. Now, timeout here for EDG, making sure this doesn't get out of hand, because, as said, they're within touching distance. Not close enough to be a huge threat yet. You're not worrying, you're not panicking. The Trace have turned up. They've actually woken up on this second half. They're showing us a game, a little bit of confidence, and that timeout maybe just icing them a little bit, cooling them off. We go back in. Is it going to be 5 in a row now for Trace?
Fun, getting aggressive here. The Paranoia also set up for B-Main from looking from that market area. Stun up in the front as well.
I mean, no one's on A. So
it's full control over B.
Look at this pinch. If Chichu doesn't die here, it would be a miracle. And oh my God, it might just be. Feng does get one, but now they come back. They want the scrap as well, but numbers-wise, EDG come out on top.
2 versus 3. Still winnable situation for Trace if you're on the 2. It all comes down to this first fight. The pop flash setup. The teamwork has been there for EDG, hasn't been there for Trace.
But look at Kang's position. He's just away from the others. They may not consider. I think Bianche's thinking about it, and thinking is not enough. Kang takes his head off. And now Hebei, not really with a chance to get back in here, would need a big round. He's got the first, but 30 HP is so hard to try and close it out with. And EDG, laugh at the aggression that Trace tried to show.
Respect it. It's off the back of a timeout from the other team. You go aggressive. You do basically an all-in play. You do have the economy to buy behind it if maybe they invested that Rolling Thunder. But honestly, that was pretty big from Chichu. Staying alive, getting those 2, getting the hat off. Almost, I don't know if he picked up that third or almost got the third. Teammate Smoggy coming into the sidelines there. So well dealt with from EDG. Trace, respect the effort.
If it was anyone other than Chichu, you feel like that was probably on, on the money, but he has been pretty stalwart in approach. Now what do you do with this?
Just these market splits through B, and they got that KO ultimate to pop on this as well.
Oh, there it is. Just about going to get the info here. That's big. Bianche going to try and lead ahead. Perfect. He knows there's 2 more. He couldn't quite get the third, but he sets up the rest. Hebei still trying to take him down. And it's aggressive. And it's working. Nobody now in a 1v3. He's got info. But what are you meant to do with it? Nobody gonna find one. He's got them down to a very doable situation. A minute on the board. Doesn't need to overdo it, but he takes the fight and he loses it. Trace still in the game.
Round by round, that's all Trace needs to do. They still have that Rolling Thunder for a rainy day if they need it. And EDG getting really low on economy at the moment. Yeah. So needing to decide what they want to do. If they want to do a full investment, they do have that Hunter's Fury. Kong could go pop those ultimates. But that's a good hold in market from Beyond K. That was great holding his ground, reminiscent of, you know, not to bring up Fnatic on this cast, of course, but Chronicle.
Okay.
It was me doing it.
It's my job.
It was me. It was me. You're safe from this one, I think.
No, it'll still be my fault. Look, I'm well aware. Tiles being where EDG start with this time around. And they did go for the kind of broken purchase. So you've got the 2 rifles, 1 Sheriff, and then Ghost and Classic on the other side, of course. You're starting to see again way more well-rounded and a bit of an immovable object. Bianca hunted down though. Kang picking up the pace and carries on until Kai stands his ground for 1, but the trade comes in. TP for information, but Feng trying to find a connection through market. Couldn't do as much damage as he wanted. 1 rifle gathered by Simon, or did he come in with it? Potentially it's Smoggy, who's picked up a rifle since. Now they're gonna get a plant down.
Hits nobody on that Rolling Thunder, but it zones them out into B main. Smoke still up for both sides. Paranoia, Hunter's Fury for the attackers.
That scares me with nobody, that Hunter's Fury in play. And the further the clock ticks, the more impactful it gets. Disconnected, playing safe. The first tap, and there it is. Gonna unleash. Doesn't find anything, but he secures them time. And now you're gonna see the nade going on top and Simon making sure, spraying and praying, but Hebe, he's sticking on this one. Smoggy, he can't land the shot, the defuse is in!
2 HP, the diffuser.
How did he live through that? Hebe coming online, clutching up with just 2 HP.
Hijacked that spike right under their nose. 2 HP. The spam looked like it was directly on.
It was so close. Oh, this was the start. Bianchi's been so good at this. I mean,
that first engagement at market these last 2 rounds has been pivotal, and that's a big part of EDG's game plan, is getting those B splits through that market zone. Right now, EDG needs to probably think about how they want to approach going B a different way, maybe heavy through main, or trying to contest A and try to steal that ground away. It doesn't have to be instant off the barrier. It could be delayed, but here, it is B again. 4 Vandals up. Kong, Stinger, ultimate ready. They realize that the setup is towards market. That's the retake on B every single round right now. Bianca has his Hunter's Fury, but not in a good position to be able to pop it off.
They've really only shown Kong now a couple of times, and there, nobody's the one to fall following it up. I'm looking at the spike.
He's got a hat too.
Backing away, yeah, there it is, info. That should speed up the approach now. They know that it's going to be an A hit at the very least. Smoggy trying to lead the way with Chichu. They've got to secure a lot of safety here if they want to be able to try and get a plant, because already you've got players
gun barrel
occupying CT.
Almost catches him.
He might have had that one. Kai getting curious, getting closer. And Kai's going to find more. Chichu's fallen. Feng's there. Smoggy's gone down, and now Simon left in a 1v5. This could be the turnaround we were waiting for. A key, critical round for Trace. And Simon going to have to face the music at some point. He's got 5 players surrounding him. And when that smoke drops, he will be revealed. And they take another step forward. This is getting to crunch time.
This is getting close, and this is a side of Trace that we were hoping to see. Had this come out on Bind, this could have been a really
totally different game.
Completely. But right now, things are getting a little bit too close for comfort for EDG. Timeouts have to come in. They have to talk about what's going on right now. What have we seen? Bianca is always in market. He is getting his first kill. He's staying alive.
Yep.
We're seeing always it's Kai towards B, and he's also staying alive, doubling up towards market or spawn a lot of the times. What have we tried and what have we not tried? EDG so far hasn't tried to do a delayed A hit, and they haven't tried going straight up through A. We've also seen them do with relative success, Kangkang going through middle as Neon sprinting down and getting in the backlines off the back of some pressure. I want to see that sort of strat again, where they utilize Kangkang's speed as Neon and slipping the net. They know that Trace is starting a 3-2 opening, 3 on A, getting that space, and then shifting over. Trace, though, respect to them. They're closing the gap, 2 rounds away from tying it up.
It takes real resistance to be able to do this.
This was a 10-2 half as well.
It was. And so far, only dropping
1-7.
Yeah, that's wild. We asked for perfection, and they're getting damn close to it.
But as I said, you need to have perfect. You can't have near perfect.
Close to, yeah, you're right.
Right now, Trace is...
They're on the right trajectory.
They're on the right trajectory, but I think they're at the near perfect zone instead of the actual perfect zone.
It could all fall apart in 1 round. That's all it takes to at least secure OT for EDG.
They might pick this one up, though. Stingers and Sheriffs on the board, but I've been in esports long enough to know that the caster's curse is definitely real.
It can be relatively strong.
Not NA or EMEA, though, so I don't know how strong this sort of buy is.
It's true. Let's see what the Stingers are like coming out from this region. Kai. Oh, dear.
I've done it.
I can't believe you've done this. It's only 1. I mean, Heibei's been really solid as well. And on.
Bokeng, do you clear the corner?
Please.
He doesn't know, but he'll catch a second by accident, potentially. Simon's,
I mean, he's so... Oh, the timing! Oh my god, he's got no idea. He's got no idea. It's an execution! Nobody just scoops up the rifle. Bianchi is close. That's big. Bianchi, can you save the day? 1 minute, he's got to keep control. Pressure through middle. Kangkang still there. Kai and Bianchi. Where'd you go? What'd you do? Spike making a quick move towards that B site.
This A fight, Chichu, if he takes this timing right now, even if he doesn't, he can throw his hat on the body on site there, confirm that information, 40 seconds to play with as well, and Kangkang just causing distraction at the moment here.
He's only got 1 HP.
Forcing that rotation. Here comes the hat. It's going to confirm the info, and it's going to make Trace feel like they have to run all the way back to A on that.
Where'd you go, Kangkang?
30 seconds left.
Surely not. Surely not. 1 HP, and he's playing him like a fiddle. Chichu trying to draw their attention, and a good angle for Kangkang here.
Divide and
Tuck
conquer.
himself in the corner. 1 HP's not enough. Kai prevails, and now the 2v2. They know about Chichu. They don't know about Simon. Now they do. They can get that defuse started. Chichu's got to close the gap, and fast. Market his only option, his only way, and it's not good enough. Trace Esports holding on for another.
Those are the types of rounds where I fear for Trace. They are not so well-rounded in those situations. Their whole game plan is those start-around plans, not getting interrupted when they want to execute whatever ideas they have. But right now, they're in a 2 versus 3. I'm shocked that they're able to play in the mud with EDG, this style, and come out on top in that 2 versus 3. That was a really cool round.
Yeah, that was fun. Kai, what a hero. Frustration, looking like a little. Coach.
Oh.
Damn, cameraman. Damn.
That is despair.
Yeah, it truly is. We've all been there. We felt those feelings. We've watched the game.
A few times.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bring it back up, man.
All good.
Damn.
Ultimate for Simon. He can pop this, disable all these traps here for the Cypher, but the Cypher already kind of playing towards top and middle, staying out of that range. Again,
I like it.
But this is what I was talking about a little bit with EDG as well. Just trying to figure out, feel it out, not try to commit to anything, try to pressure one side, play out the round instead of just committing through market. Because right now, we're seeing kind of like a mirror setup from Trace. Flipped on its head, Bianchi over towards A-Link. We've seen him market every round. This is an anti-KO ulti setup here. So how are they going to play off this? They got that kill trip deep in the site for Kangkang to push all the way through. They know him. They're reading him.
Spoke about it on the first map, how red Trace looked, but this time around it could be different. Kangkang aware. Yeah, knows better, knows way better. They've at least got themselves a plant. With Simon's ult coming in, that's the plant that they've got now secure. First time we're in a 5v5 and Kangkang just decides he wants market as well. And he gets what he wants, taking down Feng Feng. But now Bianchi, who's been solid as a rock for this team, is next up on the chopping block. Nobody playing a dangerous game. Bianchi, the walking wounded. And Kangkang doesn't lose these fights. He's such a menace. Wow. The flash he eats, but he gets to keep himself safe. Tucks his head down, goes back in again. When EDG need him most, he will make himself a problem. Look at what he's doing to him. Someone please Trace have to fall away from this as well now. They know the round's gone. And is this really how EDG make it to 12? It absolutely is.
I can dance all day, try and hit me. That's what he's saying right now as he's ducking around. Some dodgeball moments there. And EDG securing that match point right now. Trace, they switched the setup. They tried to stay ahead of that entire KOLT situation.
And I liked it. It felt like they had the right idea.
They had the right idea. They were on the right track. It's about converting that, though, the execution. He knows exactly what's up there. He cannot believe it himself.
Oh, my gosh.
Skin of his teeth. Trace going to call that timeout. They don't have any, again, not near perfect. They had the right read. It's the execution. It needs to be perfect. This is their last chance. They need to win 2 in a row to take it to overtime, to take it to a 3rd map. Otherwise, through the lowers they go. Right now, EDG, I mean, they're feeling refreshed and revitalized off the back of that last round, especially Kong, who's been a menace all game. The fact that he's able to get 2 and live there in the style, the fashion, he's literally dancing on them. A little bit of breakdancing action.
Thankfully not Australian.
Not Australian.
Hey, look, we got our pop culture.
Yeah.
we know things. But no, but the difference a round can make, right? Until this point, it felt like Trace were right there. Right there, they were pulling the game back. They had great reads. Bianca felt immovable. Kai closing out these rounds. Hebe, masses of impact. But it comes back to what you said. It can't be near to perfect. It had to be perfect. And there's always that feeling that Kong's going to get you around. And he did it that time. That time was his. That was the value of this man.
It's going to be early control over of A. We haven't seen this pace from EDG. We haven't seen them take A fast. We haven't seen them commit through. But if they don't get those early kills, they might not decide to continuously go through.
Do they have the resilience now to pick back up?
This is going to be a fast mid to B pivot here off the back of this. They've shown so many abilities. They showed the dart, the knife.
He's been good. He's been so good. This time just off the angle. You can start seeing the cracks showing, that pressure coming into effect. And a new challenger in market this time around. A little bit of a different look here. And there we go. Going to leave it over towards Kai this time. Again, looking hesitant. Down to 8 HP, just on the verge here. EDG pressuring and pressuring, but pausing.
This is where the rounds get interesting. Both teams weren't able to get exactly what they wanted here. EDG has been better than Trace in these types of moments. The map cracked open. So many gaps that Trace has to deal with. It all comes down to how they brawl out in this scrappy mid-round fight.
But Kai staying alive keeps information on B. That's all they really have on it, is an 8 HP player sat there checking his cam saying they're still not out, they're still looking for a fight. Don't stop holding these angles. Expect pressure through market, expect pressure through top, middle.
My camera is destroyed.
EDG.
Finally, the camera's gone. That's an issue.
They better choose A right now, and it looks like they're posturing towards that direction.
Bianca falls away. This could be huge for him. This is his moment to shine. Can he save the day? Can he hold back the flood? Hebe tries to make a go of it, but no, he falls in the meantime. At close to perfection may not have ever been enough against these boys. Kang, the one to seal it, surely, as just one remains in a 1v4. Oh, there are 4 players waiting for you. EDG proving why they are the representative, why they are the envoy from that Chinese region, looking so damn strong.
We've seen them battle their way back up through the group stage to come back in this game against Trace and really set the tempo, show us what they're strong at. But Trace, they're doing a good job when the side split and they get into that second half. They're showing what they could do. All they have to do is find that way to start the game off a little bit stronger, to be able to get into a situation where they can afford a couple of round losses.
Yeah, this is Trace. I mean, map 2 was much better, right? They picked up a little, they started to look a little bit more confident. I wish we had that on map 1. Yes. I wish they hit the ground running, because you don't get given chances against EDG, but there were signs of life in map 2. It just wasn't enough.
I loved what I saw out of EDG. Kong, no just stopping to him, no breaks. He's just going straight up into their faces, keeping that pressure up. Nobody as well finding those gaps, especially on his defense, trying to figure out what's going on, sending his teammates to the right site while he closes the gap and takes that space.
Taking just a real glance at this team. EDG, I mean, a step ahead, it feels like. A true danger to me. We saw Kong there really kick up towards the end, but Chichu, outrageously good. Smoggy's been strong. I mean, every single player, you could kind of go down the roster and pick their moments throughout this, but a pleasure to watch here. And again, when you come to those kind of countryman v countryman sort of series, those sort of matches, they can get messy.
Rivalries,
they can get really messy, but they proved why they are so diligent, why they are so strong. And again, map 1 was a clear-cut affair, and I think it hinged on that map.
Individually, as I'm watching this replay here from Kangkang kind of running just anywhere he wants to go, he's just going in, he's taking those fights, confidence, killer instinct, and I lost track of how many rounds he got, either a 4K, or he got an ace as well, maybe. It's just so impressive to see him just moving around, getting that operator, doing it on different weapons, and individually knowing exactly when he's going to take his timings.
EDG, the journey beginning truly today, proving why they are towards that top end. A lot of players, a lot of fans keeping their eyes on this team. How far can they go now? Showing diligence against their own countrymen, coming out on top here. And I mean, the opponents just keep getting tougher and tougher. But today, a 2-0 for them is going to keep them confident, keep them in the right place. A 13-10 and a 13-7, respectable. But in the rounds, I mean, I think we saw how it was going. Kangkang just picking up a beautiful game from EDG. So let's head down to the Verizon post-match interview with Nobody.
Electric night for EDG as they advance to the next round of the playoffs. I'm standing here with EDG's Nobody. Now, congratulations, Nobody! EDG의 노바디 선수 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 오늘 바인드에서 존재감이 정말 두드러졌거든요. 워낙 많이 이겨본 상대이기는 했지만 그래도 페이퍼렉스전 승리가 확실히 좀 폼을 되찾는 데 도움이 되지 않았을까라는 생각이 들기도 하는데 오늘 스스로의 퍼포먼스에 대해서 어떻게 느꼈는지 그리고 트레이스 e스포츠 상대로 경기는 또 어땠는지 물어보도록 하겠습니다. You were insane on the bind. I mean, what do you think it was? Some people say it was that win against PaperX that got you back in form, or maybe it was the confidence knowing that you're going into a matchup against someone that's never beaten you before. So what do you think it was? What do you think of your performance today overall?
今天的比赛其实就是发挥的非常非常棒嘛，尤其是图一，你真的是发挥的太出色了。那会想问说，是不是上一场跟 PRX 的作战，可能说激励到了你们，以及说今天面对到 TE， 其实之前也是一直都有击败他们嘛，会给你们更多的信心呢？想要听一听你今天对整体比赛的一个感受。
对阵 PaperX 比赛确实，获胜之后给了我们很大的信心。然后今天这场办的主要是我觉得他们的阵容打得太多了吧。然后其实我们之前训练赛就是在小组赛的时候，我们还在跟他们打训练赛，然后也打过他们这张地图。然后他们这个阵容我们也研究的比较透吧，对。
I think definitely the win we faced against with PRX give us a lot of confidence, and we have played this map bind, scrims, and even during the group stage with them too many times. We're really familiar with their comps.
일단은 확실히 페이퍼렉스전 승리가 모두에게 자신감을 불어넣어준 것 같아서 그런 부분에서 폼이 좀 회복되는데 도움이 된 것 같고, 그리고 이제 그룹 스테이지에서도 그렇고 또 스크림에서도 그렇고 워낙에 트레이스 e스포츠와 바인드 경기를 많이 치렀기 때문에 그 조합도 많이 익숙하고 대처 방법도 잘 알았던 게 오늘의 승리 요인이라고 얘기를 했습니다. 다음 상대는 센티널인데요. 혹시 이 경기에 대해서는 어떻게 느끼고 있는지 그리고 하고 싶은 말이 있는지도 물어보도록 할게요. Sentinels will be the next opponents you face. How are you feeling about that upcoming matchup? And also, is there anything you'd like to say to Sentinels?
那下一场比赛将对阵到 Sentinels 嘛？你对这一场比赛有什么样的感受呢？以及有没有什么话想跟他们说呢？
我只有一句话想说，就是我们的 Z 什么 KK 好像比你们的厉害。
We only got one thing to say. My teammates DMG Kangkang is better than you.
Is this to Zekken? 딱 하나만 말하겠다. 캉캉이 제켄보다 더 잘한다라고 얘기를 했습니다. 네, 이렇게 해서 노바디 선수 만나봤습니다. 다시 한번 박수 부탁드릴게요. Thank you, Nobody, and good luck against Sentinels. And that's all we have for the post-match interview today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
We've got a player named ZMJJKK, and he's better than all of you. I'm on that hype after the performance we saw on Sunset. What about you guys?
I mean, to think that we're going to get that Neon versus Zekken Neon now, it just gets me super hyped for the next matchup.
It's going to be such a good match to watch. And I mean, Kangkang was ridiculous. In the start of this map, it was so dominant. He was going crazy on the Neon, looking so comfortable in that role. And then again, right at the very end, it was his heroics to help close out this series.
But this is the thing though, does he get away with some of the things that he's doing against Sentinels? Do you feel like he will have a similar impact?
Yes, like some of the duels you see, and you see that they, like the level is not quite there, and also, but they're so bold. Some of the duels you do not expect. Some of the fights, some of this is just a Neon running onto you, and there's very little counterplay for that. I know that Sentinels will find a way to deal with that, will come super prepared, because it is not the first time that they play with this Neon, and now that they're aware of their full capabilities, I think it's going to be a 10 out of 10 must watch for everybody.
I do think he might chill out just like 10%, because they were playing up against a regional rival who they've played a trillion times before, and they've beaten them every time. And I think they did get very confident, some would say overconfident, in that second half. And I think they might bring things down to earth a little against Sentinels, but you can't too much, because the core of this team is the chaos, is those star plays. And while I don't think it'll be as stellar against Sen, I think that ZMJJ, why am I saying the full name now? You got me on that. ZMJJKK. I'm even saying Zed, I'm British.
I honestly think that now you've put that out in the universe, they might just go 10% more crazy.
That's fine by me.
You
That's
never
a fun match to watch.
But let's take a look at the bracket, because I want to celebrate something. You know, 7 times EDG, they have made global events. A handful of times they've gotten out of groups to make it to playoffs. They have never, ever done the upper bracket run. They always lose the quarterfinal upper bracket match. They go into the lowers, and they got to do it the hard way. I am so happy for them, and this could be the start of a new history for them, EDG.
You mean every single time?
Yeah.
That's insane.
They just go to the lowers instantly.
Yeah, and I mean, it always ends up with like a Paper X game or something like that that they get eliminated on. But now, I mean, really proving their muscle. That Sen game is going to be a tough one, but I think it's going to be a real fun one to watch. And it's just good to see an EDG returning to confidence after how rough Shanghai was for this team.
And even though it's going to be a very cool one, there's going to be a lot of chaos. It doesn't really matter who comes on top. I think that we're going to be winning that match for sure, because it's going to be entertaining. These are the kind of guys where if you want to fight them, they will go even harder on you. They will even faster on you, and things will get more complicated, but they were so comfortable in that chaos.
Honestly, anyone can still win this tournament, because there's 4 more teams we haven't even seen in the playoffs yet. If we take a look at the schedule, they're going to be playing tomorrow. G2 will be taking on Leviathan, and then for like the 20th time this year as well, we've got Team Heretics versus Fnatic. It's happening again.
I mean, that's how you guys feel about Heretics Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I think G2 Leviathan might have played more times against each other.
4 that I can remember, 2 BO5s, 2 BO3s, they've played a ton this year. It's always been close. 2 critical matches. The last time the final that G2 ended up losing, but this is kind of the tiebreaker. They're even right now. So I'm honestly more excited for that than I thought I would be.
I think I read today that there were only like 4 rounds in total separating the score, so it's completely evened out. So coming into Champions, it's going to be a very interesting one, because it's the end of the year. We need a winner.
Well, I tell you what, though, Hero versus Rians, that's the first time. We haven't seen that before. So at least there's something new about that in that matchup. But thank you very much, you two, for joining me today. It was an exciting day, but we're going to have more playoffs action, more Valorant back here tomorrow. Thank you to you guys at home for watching. Join us once again, starting with G2 versus Leviathan, and we'll see you then.
Ask us, where's the hammer?
Next, we need to win, because if we win, I'm getting a hammer.
What? I'm making sure we lose.
Yeah.
That's what happened, and we just were on the same page in second map. The new hammer is scary, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Chan, chan, chan. Yes. Chan, chan, chan. Oh, I got it.
I think so.
Yeah, he got it.
Okay, yeah. Let's go.
What did you headshot?
Do you feel safer now that hammer's broken?
No, because he's just gonna grab it here and then just annihilate. I'm ready. I'm ready. Save me, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Loaded.
Yeah.